everybody, and today we are here with another board game review. And today we will be reviewing Bohnanza. It's out of my reach.
So we will be telling you why you should play Bohnanza, card game by very famous designer Uwe Rosenberg, who has designed some of the most famous games in the world. It's a very simple game, but the turn order or what you are supposed to do on your turn might seem complex. So we will have to pay attention to actually how the turn goes on, and as long as you understand that all the three activities you are going to do on your turn, the game will then become very easy. Now, one of the beauties of this game is that it forces you to do trading or do good things for others. So this is unlike any other game in which you are actually trying to hamper others. In this one, you're going to help them because eventually the mechanisms help you if you help them. So first what you're going to do is, let's go through a turn and then you will understand how this works. The main objective of the game is that we are bean farmers. Again, not my favorite theme, but we are just planting beans and then harvesting those beans. And the more set collection, so game is based around set collection, the more sets of a particular type of bean you have, the more you can earn when you harvest them. So how you play them is that the important thing is that once you pick up your cards, you are never allowed to rearrange them. Yeah, this is a different concept. In other games, you will rearrange things just so that it is easy for you. But in this one, whatever you pick up, so for example, I picked up this. I might find few similar cards, and in normal card games, I try to actually put them together in one place. But in this one, you're not allowed. Whichever direction you pick up your cards in, you cannot change the direction afterwards. Now, you have two imaginary bean fields, so every player has two bean fields, and from your hand, only the topmost card you're allowed to play in your bean field. So I will be playing a blue bean, and the next card, I don't have a choice in this. Next card I have is soybean. Playing one card is mandatory, playing the next card is optional. So if I do decide that yes, I want to play it, I can play the next one, but without choosing whichever one is on the top, that's what I'm allowed to play. Now let's zoom in and I can show you a sample turn so that it makes more sense. So let's say we have three players. Again, everyone will be hiding their cards, not revealing what they have, but I'm showing here so that it's clear to you. So we have the first player, second player, third player. This are the open cards and this is what they have to plant. So the first action that everyone will have is that they have to mandatory plant one card from their hand. Let's say this is where we are planting the cards and this is what they will keep in hand. Now the second card he can always plant. Everyone has two fields. So the first player will plant one card. Second card is optional. Now he might think that yes, I have another wax bean, so it's good for me to plant it right now. So it's his choice. He can go for planting this one. So that's his first action, that he has to plant one or two cards. Mandatory is one, optional is two. Then he's going to pick two cards and offer it in open market. Now these cards he can plant himself or someone else can plant, but he has to plant them, or any player has to plant them. If nobody picks these cards up, then the first player who picked this up needs to plant it himself. Now planting coffee beans means that he will have to get rid of stink bean because he doesn't see any more stink bean with him, but he also knows that stink bean are worth more than a coffee bean. So it's up to him. He wants to do that. Maybe he decides that he wants to offer them to other people. So he offers them that, does anyone want to take coffee bean? Now the third player sees that he has to plant a coffee bean on his turn. So taking these coffee beans will not be a problem for him. It will suit him. So he will take, the third player takes these two from him and plants them immediately because they need to be planted. Now One type of bean will get planted in one field, so 2 coffee beans can be planted in one field. Now he already has a head start on coffee beans. So that's his second action. 2 cards offering to the world. Then comes the stage of open trading. This player, anyone can do open trading with this player. That's the third action that he's going to do. Now he can decide that soybean, he knows that once he reaches soybean, which is under the wax, then he will have to plant them. If he wants to offer soybean to someone, he can, or he can ask anyone else that anyone else wants to share anything with him. Now this player might think, yes, since you gave me a coffee bean, now sharing can be done from any card in the hand. It doesn't have to be from the first one. You can take a wax bean from me. You gave me coffee bean, I will give you wax bean. So wax bean goes here. The advantage is now he got rid of a card which he didn't want, because he's going to try to plant coffee beans and he has stink beans coming up. So he might think that, okay, this is good for me, I will plant stink beans more, but he got rid of an unwanted card which was the wax bean. Same thing this player can do, but only trading can happen with the active player, which is this one. So this player can offer a wax bean to him and ask something in return. Maybe he's unable to, so he might say, okay, I can give you a wax bean, but can you give me a soybean? This player thinks, he might decide yes, so he gets another wax bean and he shares maybe 2 soybean with him. So this player immediately gets 2 soybeans. So once he decides that that's enough trading for me, I don't need anything else, he picks up the last action from him is he gets 3 cards without changing the order. He puts it under his hand. So these are the cards he's going to have in the future. But now his turn finishes. He cannot trade them right now. He might trade them on next player's turn. So the next player turns comes in. Now again the same procedure repeats. The first card he has to plant immediately. Good thing for him, he already has a soy. Second action that he has to actually optional card for plantation. He's of course going to plant a soybean. So he already has 4 in his field. Then he's going to put 2 in the open market for people to pick up. He's going to keep the soybean and he's going to offer. Anyone wants chili? Let's say nobody picks it up, he plants it. He has to plant it in his second field. Then open trading comes. He says, okay, I can offer you a coffee bean. He says, I cannot offer you anything. He says, okay, still, it's good for me that I lose this coffee bean. So it forces good trading. This player can trade with this one. He says, yeah, take a chili bean from me. I'm not interested in it. So he gets a chili bean as well. So then the turn ends and then he gets 3 cards and without changing the order, he is going to put them back in his hand. Third player turns come in. First, he has to place mandatory. Second is optional. So he might decide that he is going to plant a stink bean. 2 cards in open market. Now he says he's not interested in both of them, let's say. So he might offer that, okay, chili bean you can take, but can you give me something else? Now he might say that no, he's interested in planting the green bean. So he says that I can take the green bean from you. So again, the second player says, okay, he will take it, but by taking it, he will have to, his 2 fields are full. So he will have to harvest something. Now for harvesting this one, this card says, if you harvest 4, he gets 2 coins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he was unable to make the 6th pair, but he can harvest these for 2 coins. So he take these 2, flips them. Now these are 2 coins. So he has 2 coins and this go to the discard pile. Now he has harvested and now he can plant a green bean. So it's very interactive. All the players are interacting at the same time with each other, planting, sharing the cards. You understand the turn order now. Every player is doing 4 actions on his turn. One is plant, second is open market, he shares 2 cards. Third is trading from within his hand, and fourth is that he picks up 3 cards and put it at the back of his hand for future trading on someone else's turn. It's a little hard to understand without playing the game, but there is that trading part or helping each other part, which is very beautiful and not very unique in this game, which is not found in any other game. So Shal, why do you like this game?
Coins.
Coins, you like getting coins?
Yes.
The bean coins?
Because mostly when you play your cards, like for example, it's my turn. Now I'm going to place another green bean.
Oh my god.
Now I have 5, which will give me 2 coins.
Yeah, so once you harvest
And
them,
I just like the feeling of getting coins. I like my serotonin.
so in this way you will keep on going through all the deck, then again one time go through all the deck again. You can read those rules, we are not going to explain the rules, and keep planting, harvesting, using coins. You can even buy a third field for yourself as well, where you can plant, so you will have more options. It's more easier when there are more number of players, because the game does get easier, because then you have more players to trade with, and you can always see who is investing or planting which kind of beans. So you try not to plant those beans, because you know there will be always a struggle to finding those beans from other players. So try to find, again, each bean type has its own scarcity, which is given on top of the card. So the number actually tells you that in all of this deck, how many of these cards you're going to get. So the lesser than this number is, the more, again, effective that card is. So for example, the green beans, there are 14 of those, but red beans are only 8. So she got 2 coins for harvesting 5, but for red beans I will get 2 coins for harvesting just 3. So that's also a ratio that you have to see which beans are going to be more beneficial for plantation, and try to invest in them rather than investing in the more common ones. What I don't like about this game is the theme and the artwork. Planting beans?
The artwork, it's really disgusting.
Yeah, again, why it had to be just the beans? Why it couldn't be any other plants? I don't understand. But they made a game about beans. The game is really good.
Bohnanza. Maybe because of the name, Bohnanza.
But otherwise, if this theme doesn't bother you, then it's a really nice game which gives, and it plays from 2 to 7 players. Alright, so what rating will you give this game?
I'd say 7 out of 10 because of the artwork.
Yeah.
I mean, like, look at this red bean. Does he look like he's about to explode his head off? Yes.
Alright, so that's our quick review for the game Bohnanza. Thank you and happy gaming!
Happy gaming!